Hi, welcome back to ACL Stands. In this episode I'm going to modify my Samsung monitor that I picked up here for $30. I did a video on opening this up and fixing it up. So I had an issue with the connection, power connector. So you can go check that out in the other video. And it will show how to remove this bezel and open the unit up. What I want to do here is add a VESA mount. So if I just bring the camera over here, I've purchased one of these desk mountable rotatable stands, and because it doesn't have VESA mounts on the back, I'm going to show you how you can just make your own VESA mount. And this will only be relevant, of course, if you have bought the Artiss. I'm not actually sure how you say that. So you can see this particular mount actually has the two connections here that actually slides in. Now you need this particular stand because you'll have to drill holes through the back plate of the monitor. So I'm going to show you how I mounted it onto the back of this monitor. So again, if you want to know how I pulled this all apart, go and check out the earlier video of the Samsung repair for this particular monitor. Yes, I'm not sure what happened here. I ended up losing my audio, but what I'm explaining in the video here is just to take a marker and get the back plate straight on the rear cover. What I ended up doing here is, if you see that stand at the bottom where it plugs in, it's the center point there. You could just draw a line there and find the center point at the bottom, and then I ended up lining it up between that Samsung emblem and finding the center of that emblem and then lining that up so you've got a straight line to line up the top and bottom. The next part should be that we spin this around and you can see on the inside. Okay, so actually I'm showing the drill bit here. Now I actually used M4 bolts for this, I think. Now before you actually start drilling, like mine actually shows it's drilled, but before you actually do that, you can turn it around like I've shown here and just check on the inside to make sure that the holes that you're going to drill don't intercept with that middle seam. Now if I pick this up, which I think I'm going to do, okay, well we're going to zoom in, so you can see that middle seam that I'm pointing to the bolt there, but that middle seam that's just above it. So you want to make sure that when you put the back plate on, don't make sure that bottom section isn't on that back seam, otherwise you'll have to cut that seam. So you can see that mine is just below that and on the bottom bolts, and then if you have a look at the top bolts, they seem to be okay, so that's fine. Part of the video now that I'm showing, you can see actually where the plate is that I've put it. It's sort of near the top of that sticker. So you can actually come down a little bit from where I've put it, or you can just put it where I've put it. So yeah, you just want to make sure that you don't actually put it up higher, because that's where the seam is, just above that sticker there. Now the other thing I would suggest here is using lock nuts rather than using the nuts that I've used. The reason for this is that lock nuts will secure it and you'll never have to open this up again, rather than using these particular nuts, which if they do come loose, you'll have to pull this panel out again. So what I would probably suggest is either just putting a little bit of glue, hot glue or something, maybe a little bit of Loctite or something, just to lock those once you've got it tight enough. That way you'll never have to worry about these coming loose again. Or probably the more sensible option is to use lock nuts. So once you've got this panel on here, just make sure that it's up the right way here. So on my particular setup, this has to go to the top here because it needs to slide down onto the stand. I'll show you that in a second. Now the other thing that I did here is, you'll notice that if we have a look sideways, you can actually see that this back panel here actually comes up into a sort of a slimline version. It starts out thicker here and it comes in. It's got sort of like a concave on it. What you probably want to do here is add some spaces. Now you can see I've got some acrylic spaces here. These are roughly about, I think probably about 7 mil or something like that. And I've just fitted those in just to make this a little bit straighter at the back. So again, this is the reason why I bought this. It's really simple. You can just slide that on there like that. And there you go. You've got a do I wire VESA mount? And the other thing I noticed too as well, this actually has the screws for the stand section here on the inside, which is interesting because I noticed there was a lot of, looks like somebody's been trying to get in with a screwdriver at the bottom here, so they probably thought that it would pop out. So if anyone's trying to pop those out, just make sure to open it up and take the two screws out here. So that's it for this video. I want to thank everyone for watching, and hopefully you got something out of this, and for the small minority of people that want to do this, then this video is for you, and I'll see you on the next project.